All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we're going to look at the weed sector here, basically at four stocks. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised the last two are getting some interest now. But we'll look at TLRY, as you see on the screen right now. We'll look at SNDL, I love calling it Sandal, no offense right there. We'll look at VFF, and then we will look at Jupiter Wellness, JUPW, okay? Very immediately, I will say I'm very disappointed in how TLRY did today, okay? I actually said it yesterday on Twitter before the day, but I actually thought we were either going to break the 200 or lose the 8. Truth be told, I thought we were going to break the 200. We didn't even wick it. Oh my gosh, we bounced well. I thought we'd bounce again, all right? And though we're one day under, listen, it's all about tomorrow's confirmation. And hey, you know it. Over the 8 and 20 is good. Hopefully the 20 will catch the bounce if bad things happen. But yeah, for real, I was expecting the 200 to break. That'll definitely be the focus on this, okay? SNDL, I'll be honest, it seemed like everyone liked the earnings. It seemed like the market actually liked the earnings. I was a little surprised with today's action. I can't pretend otherwise. My thought, and again, my favorite thing is one of my favorite people on Twitter already said it before I could, but look, the rising tides. And in my simple head, I do believe if TLRY does bad, Sandal's not going to do well, SNDL, all right? That might be wildly incorrect, but hey, that's legit what I'm going to kind of accredit it to. But really disappointed in both, to say the least, okay? And then, look, the VFF and Jupiter Wellness, truth be told, I don't know either chart very well. I've definitely seen the ticker kind of get a little more attention. There is a Discord group that I can't believe I'm not showing. I will do that shortly when I pause this. But yeah, people were talking about it on the Discord page. I saw it make some good moves actually too. And yeah, like I said, it's more of an oddity that those old names are there. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends online, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is beyond appreciated, all right? So look, let's talk about TLRY, all right? And man, it's been a really good chart, all right? Let's not take away from what happened end of July pretty much through the middle of August, right? So beautiful little gap up earnings reaction, good little follow through. I would say a very healthy consolidation to the 8. I got a little scared this day. I can't pretend I didn't. End of the day, I was very much wrong. I always tell people, disagree with me if you think I'm wrong, right? And obviously it was driven by the news, but hey, even technically speaking, and what I basically said on this one too, one day under isn't a bad thing. We also had this line right here to catch it. Technically it made sense, but yeah, obviously we saw the monster 36% day right here because of that alcohol acquisition, right? And one of the things I talked about was really 2 things I talked about. The first one was, to me it sounded like a really random buy, but TLRY is actually a spirit and beverage big boy and big girl, whatever you want to call it, or before that buy. It was the top 10 before the buy. It now creeps into number 5, the bottom of the top 5, right? So this ended up making a little more sense than me. But look, for me as a technical person who lives and dies by these colorful lines that you see here, breaking the 200 and confirming was the really important thing, all right? And yes, we get over it, all right? But over a line and breaking a line are 2 very different things. And yeah, we don't confirm. We clearly fall under. And like I started the video today, we're under both these lines. I'm sorry, I gotta let my cat out really quick. What are you doing? What are you doing? You trying to escape? Go for it. No. All right, I'm sure she'll want to get back in a little bit. But again, yeah, I saw this. I saw it land yesterday on the 8. I really thought we were going to bounce up, take off. Look, this thing's pretty much even cutting it right at 50%, right? You know I draw my 50% candles often, so it would have been huge if that purple line went up, right? End of the day, look, the 8 is still going up, the 20 is still going up, truth be told, the 50 is still going up, all right? MACD is slipping, RSI is slipping, and volume is slipping. Excuse me, ooh, little hiccups there. I'm gonna give a little more weight to this. I'm gonna stay, wow, excuse me, overall bullish. But look, there's a very, very real chance that this drops to 225. You can see in the box over there, it's 226. Okay, so doing some rough math right now, you're dropping about 10%, right? Because 25 cents on 250 will take you down to that number that we were just talking about, right? That roughly speaking 225. 10% drop might not be too bad for some, might be for others, just depends on what your weight is, right? Just it is what it is. But the 20 hopefully will catch it, okay? If the 20 doesn't, it might slip as low as 215. I sincerely doubt it goes any lower than the 100. I maybe it loses the 20. I actually still kind of think it'll hold the 20. But yeah, if it loses the 20, I can see it coming here. I can't imagine that. And look, in some ways, there's still a little bit of a healthy cool down that can happen. This thing can come into the 50s, even into the 30s. You can see it. That's basically where it's lived for a while. You can kind of call it the low 40s, right? But bring me down to the low 40s, hit the 20, do a big bounce up, and let's take another attempt at that 200. The 200 breaking is what matters, all right? It has been literally a non-factor since middle of 2021, 2 full years of essentially a non-factor. A little bit of a touch late last year. I like that the next touch was at least relatively soon, or like relatively near the last one, and you know, we were close there. It doesn't touch it, but hey, is something, right? So I like that the frequency is at least kind of improving. Hopefully we can do a second attempt right here relatively ASAP, all right? But hey, I say it all the time, volume is king. When people stop caring, there's only so much it can do. It really will go horizontal at best, if not start to drop, right? So RSI, like I said, not looking great. MACD is not looking great. But look, it very easily can come back tomorrow. All right, it really, really very easily can. And man, one more time, the money line is rounding to 270. All right, 269, 271, whatever you want to call it, right? But get me over that purple line. Don't go any lower than the 20. Knock on wood, we're not even worried about losing this 100, all right? So overall, still bullish. Just like I said, really disappointed specifically on today. Looking at the weekly, I think this makes a little bit more sense actually, right? 50 moving average is no joke on the daily. It's clearly no joke on the weekly. And relatively speaking, this is essentially the 200 moving average line on the other one. We have been well under it since 2 years ago, July. We roughly touched it right here. We don't even have that second real touch in the middle, right? This is basically the next one. And hey, that candle actually gets to it and fails. Neither of these have just yet, all right? So let's not pretend, you know, where things are. But yeah, I think it makes a little bit more sense that the 50 line is holding this down. Makes a little bit more sense why this 200 didn't break today. Like I said, I actually legit thought it would. I did. So just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. And man, I can't believe I haven't done it yet. I'm going to pause this real quick so I can put the Discord thing up there and talk about that for just a quick second, all right? All right, I am back, and I really, really quickly want to talk about the Discord, all right? Super, super good group of people. It is a very safe place. You can see he has no problem calling himself the newbie and still getting a lot of time and love. I have to mute this channel. You can see it's actually muted because, like, legit, there's a lot that happens, and a really good group. We're having a lot of fun. You can see some little Dave Chappelle crackhead things going on. But yeah, hey, if you haven't joined, I'll throw the link in the comments. Otherwise, again, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's move to SNDL. Okay, man, this is a little frustrating. Again, same kind of comments I said on Tilray. That was a beautiful candle, all right? Could it have been prettier? Yeah, I think it can, but look, Day one, the high of the day, 167 is the close of the day. Beautiful. Second time, not that long ago, high of the day was 165. Close of the day was 165. Beautiful. For a third time, high of the day was close of the day. And we still can't follow through. I'm telling you, it's so crazy. Because it's like, in the middle of this, like red, green, red, green, like how is it not taking off in this especially, right? Like, believe me when I say this is confusing and frustrating to me. Like, I always say this, like, I don't have a crystal ball here, right? Like, I live and die by these lines, but they're not telling me the future. They're hopefully giving me a 52% edge, and that 2% over the lifetime of my trading will help me, live that, CEO of a casino life, right? Like, that's the goal here, right? Like, Vegas doesn't win because they're living this 70-30 odds game, right? Like, no one would go to Vegas if it was that horrible. But the Wynn family is doing much, much better than my family, I'll tell you that. And a little bit of a percentage is all he made it on, right? Steve Wynn. So, again, that said, I can't believe we didn't break that. I really can't. And I started the video by saying it. I really, really believe if Tilray broke the 200 and went, there would have been nothing else SNDL could have done but go up. Like, my honest expectation was that 170 line, if not this basically 185 line that I'm clicking on, right? I thought it was going to want to go to the 200 moving average. Again, market reaction seemed really good to the earnings. High of the day, close of the day, like MACD's in the positive, RSI was healthy, good volume yesterday, like check mark, bad, almost 5% loss. It is what it is, right? Knock on wood, when you're getting check marks across, good things should happen. This is simply the realities of the reality, right? Like, nothing is for sure, nothing is safe, nothing is guaranteed, all right? That said, look, we're still over the 8 and the 20. All right, good things happen over the 8 and the 20, and they're still relatively going up. All right, if we were to come down, I think it's really, really hard to believe we would lose 151. All right, there are two really important lines here. Yes, there's a golden cross right there. I need it to go up a little more because otherwise we might be going horizontal with these four lines, right? We can start making a cluster. That is actually a very real possibility. But for now, I'm still seeing the 8 and the 20 go up. We're still, are we over the 8 or are we under the 8? We're on the 8, all right? Look at it. The close was 158. The 8 average was 158. So I think tomorrow should be pretty telling here. Yeah, again, disappointing. I don't think there's any other word I can say. So far, this isn't a bad weekly, all right? Not quite the confirmation I wanted. Still really early in the week, though, so hopefully we get something good. But we got over the 20, couldn't confirm. We got over the 20 so far, we still haven't confirmed. So let's see what it does. And hey, remember, that 20 average ain't easy to beat, so don't just assume it's going to happen. But SNDL, there's no other word than disappointment, all right? So let me know your thoughts and opinions. And hey, check out the Discord group if you have not already. Let's go to VFF. All right, I will be, oh my gosh, this is what VFF look like? Wow. All right, sad I missed it. What can I say? What can I say? All right, I'm genuinely surprised that this is doing like well. Like, when I see this name, I think of my like 2015, 2016 silly trading days. In all honesty, all right, like those were the days I was just burning good money on weed stocks. But man, this is the power of moving averages, all right? Break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100. Break the 100, you're gonna wanna go to the 200, and that is what's happened here, right? Look at what happens when volume each of the days, not just green, but is well above the 50-day average. Remember, this 50-day average is nothing more than a C. Like the 50-day average, the average of the bell curve is a C. I'm not asking you to break a B plus, right? Like, those are clearly A plus days. But hey, just doing these brings really nice days too, right? And this day breaks the 100. I always talk about confirmation. Man, this is what confirmation looks like. All right, so clearly this was the money day, a beautiful 20% day. Obviously, a bunch has been happening before that, don't get me wrong, right? But just simply waiting for the biggest line to break and then follow through with confirmation, like this is what I talk about, right? Like you can hit the biggest day still being patient when I say wait for confirmation and things like that, all right? I'm zooming out just to look, all right? Again, man, look at this stock, all right? Just in general, all right, in general, we are way under the moving averages. There are moments when it can break all 5 and fly, so that's a really important thing to know, all right? We've actually done it 2 times, relatively sustained for months and months and months, actually, because this is a 3-month window, all right? That's January, February, March. Wait, January, February, March, April, May, June. How embarrassing was that? Oh my goodness. Regardless, 3-month window. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. Okay, so if we can actually break 108, we'll round it to 110. Crazy things might happen. There's basically a gap fill that's ready to hit right there and you know, do that, if not that, if not that, if not that. There are some healthy, I gotta draw things, damn. I do gotta draw things. Damn. I got 2 more to draw. I think I'm only gonna draw 1 more. Listen, don't have a $3 dream on a sub-dollar stock, all right? This is the perfect view of it. It's been a really, 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 really near impossibility, difficulty to get over the 200, right? Like 100 was tested, 100 was tested, meh, insignificant test, it finally broke. I don't know if the 200 breaks on the first one, so just keep that in the back pocket. But man, that said, volume looks good. RSI got really high, got into the 83s, right? So it definitely makes sense that it comes down. Just historically looking at it, it peaks and drops, peaks and drops, peaks and drops, peaks and drops, right? So that kind of makes sense. But look, where do I see this dropping to? I think the first place I would assume is 89 cents. The next place I would assume would be 77. Let's call it, yeah, 78. 77, let's call it 77. If it loses 77, it actually might be a very quick fall to 70, which is an extra 10% from right there, right? But ideally, we never even touch 77. Hopefully, we actually don't go any lower than 85 here. But hey, this is an interesting ticker. This actually is. Let me know if there's news here, or if it's nothing more than just red, 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 turning into green, 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 green. All right, that's obviously a real possibility here. You know what I mean? But was there earnings? Was there a pop? Let me know if there was news here. But real cool to see this stock actually go up, and a lot of the same thoughts go with Jupiter Wellness. Again, oh my, you're lying. What? Wow. All right. Yeah, that took me by surprise. Yeah, can't say it didn't. Nonetheless, look, moving average theory at its finest, right? Break all 5 and fly. If you literally just waited for here for it to get over all 5, you nearly doubled your money. You actually got more than double your money just waiting for the safest thing. If you decided to wait for this, because obviously you saw the pop, you saw the drop, but you were like, you know what, if we can hold and go, green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 right? So there were so many different ways to play this. I'm actually a little upset at myself that we didn't play this, if you want to know the truth. But, man, yeah, again, there's some interesting things. There's some interesting things. Where are we today? Yeah, that stopped us. You can see it hits a couple things, actually. Yeah, damn, interesting. All right, from there, I think I would draw that. Okay, so what am I seeing? All right, I'm actually relatively liking that RSI. That's a really nice, healthy, good, consistently up RSI. That thing got into the 90s and lived in the high 80s. Wow. All right, 1, 2, 3 days in the high 80s. We're now at an 82. It would make sense to me that this would come down to like a 62. I gotta believe we'll come down to 97 cents. Like we've dude, like a champion, just bouncing on the 8 like a champion. I can see us coming back right here, resetting the RSI, and man, maybe even going up. But I would. I think I'm gonna set a 124 alert. I think I want to know this. Interesting. 124. Okay, again, let me know if there was any real news here, but yeah, technically speaking, this makes a lot of sense. This potential cool down would also make a lot of sense too. Where's the weekly at? Damn, that's a healthy weekly. Just a little bit of a high RSI, but yeah, that's nice. And look at that red, green, green. Ah, I love this stuff. All right, hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. Thank you.